Good afternoon. Welcome to Forward 24, TV's tipping point. My name is Will Daugherty. I'm the VP of Inventory Development for The Trade Desk, and I'm also your MC today. First, I wanted to say thank you for joining us today. Really appreciate you taking the time out of a very busy Q1 to learn more about what we have in store from a CTV and measurement perspective. We have a great program planned featuring all the most forward thinkers in TV and advertising. And it's great to see all of your poll responses about what you're excited about in the year ahead in TV. And so to kick things off, I want to bring up our Chief Commercial Officer from The Trade Desk, Tim Sims.
Awesome. Thank you, Will. Hey, everybody. I'm Tim Sims. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer at The Trade Desk, which is a new title and new set of responsibilities for me, and I'm thrilled to be here today to kick off this event. Our partnerships in CTV, both on the publisher side and in terms of how our clients are evolving their strategy in television, is something that I obsess about on a daily basis. And my new role, in a nutshell, is really helping to connect the clients of The Trade Desk, which are the world's largest advertisers and their agencies, to the world's best content produced by some of the leading media companies around the globe, many of whom you're going to hear from today. So last year, we had a standing room only at this event, and we have a lot of people standing outside today too, and that just signals to me this overwhelming interest in the future of how TV is bought and sold. And there's been one constant over the last few years in this industry, and that has definitely been change. Even since last year's event, in the past 12 months, it's been another tremendous year of change, and we're all experiencing this kind of generational migration for how TV is consumed, which is now mostly done through an internet connection on the streaming apps that we all now know and love. Just for context, and I think anybody who's in the same boat can probably appreciate this, my kids are never going to know a world of linear television. Their only context for TV is in its current form: on-demand content, ad-supported, and via apps. And that is a truly generational shift. And if we take a step back and look at the macro, as of a few weeks ago, it's official. Every major streaming app has now embraced AVOD. I'm referring, of course, to Amazon Prime Video and making their AVOD model the default option for Prime members. And I think what we're seeing is that ad-supported models are becoming the default. And that's in terms of the way that consumers are investing their time and advertisers are investing their dollars. That's a massive shift from where we were just a few years ago in this industry. And in many ways, that's everyone acknowledging that ads are the answer to keep up with the fragmentation that's happening in the television landscape and the rise of content costs. Additionally, on the macro, I think we're all aware of what's going on with the third-party cookie and this replumbing of identity on the open internet. And the good news for much of this group that you'll hear from today is that they're somewhat immune to that. The reason being that CTV and the vast majority of streaming apps are authenticated using an email address. And that makes them extremely valuable to advertisers because they have a strong sense of who that viewer is and what's relevant to them. And that's really powerful in 2024, and it's going to even be more powerful in years to come, which is why working with interoperable solutions like UID2 or others are so critical right now, especially when you're thinking about an omnichannel media approach, which I'm sure many of you in the room are, because people are watching content across different devices, apps, and formats, so that becomes critically important this year and beyond. There is this revaluing of the internet that's going on right now. And those with privacy-safe signal and data are going to stand to benefit over those who lean on less deterministic solutions. However, as we say to every publisher that we talk to, if you don't have an identity strategy and an authentication strategy in 2024, you need to get one pretty quickly. Related to that, we've been thrilled to see in the past year nearly every major CTV partner now supports identity solutions in one way or another, including most of the major streamers adopting UID2. We're going to talk about that more throughout the sessions and how we continue to see more and more success when data is securely used to create better outcomes, leading to more impactful consumer experiences. with all of that as the backdrop, something I always like to think about is like, what's at stake? You know, we're calling this event the tipping point for a reason, but in my opinion, we've passed the inflection point. The overwhelming majority of marketers today, 63%, are leading their 2024 upfront buys with CTV, or they're equally weighting streaming and their linear investments. Meanwhile, buyers who are prioritizing linear alone are in rapid decline, dropping 15% year over year. So now more than ever, the people in this room and the people who are watching from around the world, we're at this unique point in the maturity and evolution of the digital media buying space, making this event really important for all of us as a community to come together and talk about the possibilities of, well, what's possible in TV. And so today we've got a jam-packed lineup of networks and advertisers with the goal of hitting on a few key themes. So first, we'll kick off a session with Disney's Jamie Power on the state of streaming. Then we have a conversation with Unilever and Paramount about using retail data in CTV buying. Next, we'll hear from Samsung and NBC Universal about buying live sports. There's tons of fun and exciting things happening in that space right there. Then after a short break, we're going to move on to a measurement session that Will referenced. It's always such a hot topic at these events, and so I'm excited for that. Then we'll close out with a session with our CEO and founder, Jeff Green, on what the future of CTV looks like. So before we kick off the content sessions, I also want to just remind everybody that everybody in this room, we're all consumers. I'm sure if we go around the room to talk, we all have our new favorite show. We can all give each other homework assignments today. Oh, you got to watch this. You got to watch this. And that's amazing because we're literally sitting at this unique moment right now of peak content. But what's so awesome about this moment is that we're also at a critical moment of change in our industry. And the best part about that is it's up to us. It's everyone in this room gets to play a role in how we write the new history of how television is bought and sold. Programmatic, data-driven advertising is becoming the default. SVOD alone, as a strategy, is officially dead. AVOD is an option everywhere we stream. Content's never been better, and yet the future of our industry is not written yet. You know, if you look back in history, the upfronts were just an idea 60 years ago, and then they became an institution. The Nielsen panel data, that was just an idea. So what are the next big ideas that will shape the future of our business? I believe it's up to us, everybody in this room. But I do want to caution everyone that it's not going to happen if we do nothing. Institutional inertia is a really, really powerful force. So we have to continue pushing the industry forward. So before I bring out our first speaker, the amazing Jamie Power from Disney, I want to get maybe personal just for 1 second, which is that I love television. I love movies. Everyone who knows me knows this. And one of my favorite shows right now is The Bear. So if you haven't seen it, highly recommend. Jamie will appreciate this too because it's on Hulu. But I was rewatching, this is true, last week I was rewatching the Forks episode, which is in season 2 of last week I was watching this. I won't bore you with the details. If you haven't seen the show, it's set in the restaurant industry in Chicago. So it has this incredible closing scene, and Olivia Colman, who also was the queen of the Netflix show, has this cameo at the end of the episode, and it's incredible because she's telling this story to Richie, who's one of the main characters, and she's talking about how she discovered these letters that her father was writing to her mother during World War II, and he signed all of these letters the same way at the end. And then she gets called into a meeting, and so Richie misses the opportunity to ask her, oh, how did he sign the letters? And then the camera kind of pans to this sign on the wall that we've kind of noticed in the background for the entire episode. And on that sign, it has 3 words. And those 3 words, if you've seen the episode, are every second counts. And that's how I feel about the moment we're in right now. Every second counts. And I believe that everyone here today plays a role in how we can continue to ensure that amazing content like The Bear exists. So we aren't relegated to a world of cell phone videos of our friends' pets, or even worse, just the content of shouting horrible things into this void that sometimes is the internet. So let's not let that be the future of media. We can do better. Premium content matters. It matters to consumers like me, and it matters for advertisers. So we are all here today because we can change our industry. So let's not waste a second, because what a shame it would be to sit here today and find inspiration from all of the panelists and all of the content that we have today and then do nothing. So my call to action for everyone here is let's write the future, because we can and it's up to us.